you think that
Damn.
that's something that might change like over time? Like if you just keep practicing that little thing you do, like just like over time it'll get better.
Um, I'm hopeful, but I'm not like hanging my hat on it in all honesty. He
Right.
told me that like he kind of set clear expectations that there's a possibility that if you lose movement in your fingers, that's just kind of what it is now.
Okay. Got it. Well, I'll keep it in my prayers, my G. You know how it goes.
Mhm.
No, and but like the thing is, it's cool because it's like kind of forced me to step back and kind of relearn some things and figure out how to do some things that I wouldn't normally do that way. You know, it's kind of forced me to revisit some takedowns that I usually use like pistol grips or like different grips for, or even dive back into more wrestling to get those underhooks. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Do you think your game's
I
actually
will never
evolving
take
then?
my grip strength for granted again.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
don't. What were you saying, man?
I was just saying, man, I forgot my question. Whatever. Don't even matter.
Sorry.
No, no, it's all good. It's all good. It's a different flow. We're not in person. It's like I think you said you're at delay, right? So it's like I freeze for a second. We'll figure it out. It's all good.
Yeah.
Um,
I actually I actually have a question regarding change for you. I'm not going to
yeah.
say it because you said you haven't said it outright.
Oh, no, no,
But
no.
your
But if you
jujitsu's
know,
changed
you
a bit.
know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. But your jujitsu's changed like so certain things about your jujitsu has changed. Like, have you feel different? Have anything? Do you feel more responsibility towards anything in jujitsu?
um, I would say definitely more responsibility, especially I look into moving into the end of this year, top of next year, and the different plans and things that I have going forward. Um, but I think at the end of the day, I've always kind of had the same mindset and same goal, and that was like to spread this martial arts and to be the best that I could be, um, within the limits of my body, age and physicality and all that stuff. So I think at the end of the day, for me, it really is just like I owe it not only to the martial art, but I think I owe it to any future students to be the best teacher and studier and practitioner that I can be of the game. So that's kind of what's always been kind of my mindset, philosophy, and where I've been, and it's kind of still where I'm at right now, even in where I'm at now.
I feel you.
Yeah.
And then like I know we touched on it. Now you're looking for new gyms. How has that
Yeah.
change been affecting you?
I think like that's like having to look for new gyms is not fun. I've technically have been doing it um for the last year, and I've like at least this first part of this year, and I've hated every second of it. Um, Not that there's anything against it, but I don't like warm-ups. And
You purple
what?
belt.
Go ahead, jump in.
No, I just said purple belt problems. None of y'all show up for warm ups. I don't understand. It's mostly dudes. Like women purple belts will be there, but it's you dudes that roll in 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late. Oh, we're drilling now.
Hey,
So
one, I feel attacked. I feel super attacked.
As you
That
should.
was
No, I'm
unnecessary.
kidding.
It was funny because Jimmy was out of town the other day or at the beginning of the month, and I went to one class and the teacher was a little late. They're like, "Oh, you're a brown belt. Run the warm up." I was like, "What the fuck are we talking about? We'll run the warm up. We'll just go straight into drilling then." And that's all that happened. We're like, "Yeah, just straight into drilling. We're
yeah,
not running around this mat. Pressing. Did that in
nah.
your own time."
I can't. I don't know about
Go.
you guys, but my joints are still creaky, so I can't just like get into drilling. I need to roll out my back, I need to roll out my hip, my leg, do some stretches.
So I believe in warming up. I just don't believe
Yes,
in warm ups. And those are two different things to me, right? It comes
sure.
down to, I feel like once I understand conceptually how to do a shrimp and what a shrimp is and understand where it's applicable in jujitsu,
Sure.
I can only shrimp so much until like I need the pressure to really understand how to do it properly in that moment. So I feel like it has this point of diminishing returns. And for me, I would rather warm ups be handled on my own to where I get to stretch out. Cause like you said, you need to warm up and I need to stretch. I need to do other things. But I feel like a lot of times in warm ups, it's not stretching before you do the warm ups. It's like, hey, just go in here, do your shrimps, do your front rolls. And then they want to get you tired and get you like exhausted before they even teach you technique for like 15 to 20 minutes. Sometimes even longer, depending upon the school. And that's what I like don't like. If there was a viable reason for me to do the warm ups, I can do all the warm ups. I can do all the movements. So at my level, like why do I need to keep doing this? You know, when I feel like I need something else. Like I feel like for me, I really need to stretch out more than I need to, do a front roll or a back roll or a forward shrimp.
I can
You've
tell you
become
why.
an embodiment of a meme.
Oh what? Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure. For sure. But it really does come down to like what I need.
Sure.
I can tell you why you need warm ups, dude. And this is from a a previous warm up skipper.
Why?
So you kind of said it in your own. They get you tired before you even get to the technique. But the whole point of when does your technique fail? When you're tired. So why not get tired and then drill technique? So whenever you're tired, you do the technique right.
Or why not have a fresh brain to learn the technique, get exhausted from doing the technique, and then practice it some more when you're tired? How about that? So you can learn it at your
But the
best.
thing is, at this point, you've seen the technique, dude. I know for a fact most of the time you've seen the technique. You know, so by that logic, white belts should skip should skip warm ups so they have a fresh brain, and then you at your
What
big
type
belt,
of
you
what
should,
type of bullshit is this,
huh?
man? Come on. Why are you arguing against me on this, man?
Because I no longer skip warm ups. I don't skip warm ups anymore.
It's because you skip
This guy
class.
can this
No,
guy
that's not
jujitsus,
true,
right?
dude. That's not true.
When's the last time you trained?
Exactly.
When's the last time you trained?
When is the last time? Wednesday and Tuesday.
I think I did. I think I did Wednesday too. I can't even
Is
fight
that the
you.
last time you guys both trained? Wednesday?
I was in LA. I since I've been
Okay.
back in San Fran, I haven't trained. I'm probably gonna go to an open mat tomorrow, but I haven't decided.
There you go.
Yeah,
Man, y'all are
it was
smart.
Wednesday for me. It's hard with my job. Like sometimes I'll get off at like 3, and then sometimes I get off at 7.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then like being in LA and having to drive to Tahunga from either Inland Empire or wherever I'm at whenever I do my last appointment,
Oh,
it
rough.
gets kind of yeah,
Rough.
it gets kind of tough.
Yeah, yeah. Lizzie,
Yeah.
you were saying something?
Oh, I was making fun of you for not having trained since Wednesday, and I'm like, I got both y'all beat. I trained this morning.
Oh, yeah. No, you
Yeah.
definitely did. I just like I just don't want to. Let me be very clear. I've trained at some schools up here that I keep saying I don't like the schools that are good. I don't want to say the schools aren't bad or are bad, but they're just not what I'm looking for. I haven't found a school that I'm looking for, and that's how I should articulate it. Because yeah, don't
Okay,
want to offend
so
anybody.
what when you are looking for a new school though, what are the
hmm
qualities that you're looking for?
Um, I'm looking for depth of knowledge. I'm looking for an instructor who isn't driven by his ego. Um, I'm looking for mainly the ability to like move how I move. Like I said, I want to be able to come in and stretch out. Like I don't want to have to be there exactly at the time you say I have to be there, and then you yell at me because I'm 5 minutes late. I'm a grown man. I'm paying you money to come to your school and learn technique. Um, I don't think anyone should berate me or treat me like I'm a child because I'm not. So that's kind of the biggest thing. Is kind of those things right there.
Okay.
I think like at the end of the day, the people like, I get along with everyone and usually if there's a good vibe in the gym, the people are good vibes. So I think that kind of takes care of itself. But I think it really comes down to the instructor not trying to be full of themselves, looking to get all the adoration from their students. And I think, really having a love of wanting to spread jujitsu and not it being about just making a dollar or be about trying to
Sure.
get accolades. It's about really trying to teach your students jujitsu.
No, I get that. I mean, I went through 3 different gyms before I, landed on my final home gym, and, each of the gyms I went to had a little bit of something, but, it was very much lacking in, exactly the qualities that, you were saying. You want an instructor that does care at the end of the day about, like, spreading the good knowledge, spreading the good word, not so much like, you know, ma attaching a dollar sign to each of the students, which, it's hard to avoid that sometimes considering, we're in LA, if it's a small gym, rent is already really expensive for them, the cost of running a
Yeah,
business is already expensive, so, you have those factors to consider too in the just in the very back of your mind, but, all in all, I think it really does depend on largely on the vibes. I mean, I there has to be a black belt like head instructor. I need guidance from a black belt that already proves that there is a wealth of knowledge there. I need a strong presence of like women in the gym, and thankfully, like where I'm at, most of the women who compete are champs. Which I'm hoping to join those ranks at some point, but not yet. That and yeah, just the students. Are people driven by ego? Are you training with ego or are you training with passion? Like, there's such a difference there.
yeah. BJ, you look like you had something you wanted to say.
Oh, yeah, no, Lizzie said something. She said that the gym has to have a black belt. And I just think I like in my head I'm like it's fucking crazy to open a martial arts gym and not have a black belt on staff or like a
I
coach on
heard
staff.
of people. I heard of people opening gyms with blue belts, and I'm just like, I'm a blue belt. I don't know shit. I know you don't know shit.
And that's what I mean. And like if it's for like financial investment, I get that. But if you don't know a black belt, and then even then, I don't like a black belt with no stripes isn't like I don't know if I'm really fucking with that school or if I really like that school either. Uh,
Right.
so it kind of comes down to it, like or like I don't know. I thought that was wild. I thought that was wild.
Why is
I,
Jason laughing so hard right now? Why are you like spitting up your
Well,
water
yeah,
and turning BS red on
actually, I
camera?
I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this from DJ. I mean, like but like Lindsay, I get it. I understand. But I didn't expect this from DJ.
expect what?
Um, so I was gonna be like, I wasn't gonna say anything because I'm trying to move in a certain way, but ultimately, I'm probably gonna end up starting my own school come January, and that's what I'm working towards. And so I was just hearing you guys and your opinions just made me crack up. That's all.
Oh, dude, my bad. But yeah, definitely, that's just how I feel.
No, it's
I
all
Uh,
good.
said what I
I think you
said.
should. I think you should open the school. But in terms of like coaching, there should always be like a black belt on staff to run like a class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
for just to be able to say like, yeah, my school is, for lack of a better term, like recognized. You know what I mean? Like, because even then, there's some black belts that you can't just like sign and say, yeah, I want to do IBJJF, and then give it to them and like, yeah, this is the black belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll say they won't accept it. You know, but no, man, I definitely think if you want to open the school, you should open the school. But I think there should be a black belt like present.
Well, if I have a black belt,
Yeah.
then maybe. But if not, it's gonna be just me.
Shit, do it then,
I
man.
stand on business and said what I
I'll pay
said.
for a class.
No, no. Look. I understand why anyone would take that stance. I mean, myself, I probably would have that same stance. So, we were talking about just like my responsibility earlier, and because even I kind of have that stance, I have to look at this from like I have to be better, and I have to set an example, and I have to be top tier notch as far as my jiu-jitsu acumen goes, as far as my teaching ability. So I don't take this lightly. I'm spending every waking hour that I'm not training or working, studying and trying to build a solid foundation. So when I go to execute this, it isn't just, someone just, oh, well, here's some moves and figure it out. No, because I truly believe jujitsu is more than just like, here, let me teach you Americana. It's understand how to flow through life. And if you can teach that on the mat, it's going to translate and help change people's lives. And that's ultimately the coach that I want to be.
I can
No,
respect
I
that
feel
for
you,
sure.
man. But like I said, it's the like for me, it's the black belt should lead to school. You know what I mean? That's just
Mhm.
kind of how it's always been. But you can start coaching and coaching at tournaments and trying to like help critique people as early as you feel the calling. You know what I mean? Like if you have the knowledge and show the knowledge, like do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I love teaching. I love teaching the little rambunctious white belt Scott. But whether he takes it or not, and Scott's not little. I shouldn't call him little. He's older than me. But whether he takes it or not, it's up to him. But I love being able to just pass on what I know to Scott. But
Yeah.
I'm always gonna I'll always step back and take a back seat whenever George, Jimmy, Beefcake, or any of the other black belts are around. That's
Oh,
because they have
go
they
ahead.
their knowledge has been recognized.
Yeah, and for sure. So also, I'm not necessarily doing this alone, right? I have two very solid black belts in my corner that I am going to be speaking with for advice and who is going to be guiding me through this, help guiding me through this process. So it's not like I'm just like, oh, I'm just going to start this on my own. They're just not
Yeah.
running the school. Does that make sense?
Oh, so
Yeah. You're
you're
not
gonna open
doing
an
this like
affiliate.
willy nilly.
I'm
Yeah.
not opening an affiliate. No, I'm opening a standalone thing. But I've talked with some people that I'm close with that and they're willing to help me out through this process and guide me.
Do I know this coach?
You may know one of them. What? What?
I think I know who it is. I just if you don't want to say, I'm not gonna say, but I think I know who it is.
Look. I'm trying to just
Fine.
what Wayne say. Lasagna, my G, lasagna.
Lasagna.
I feel it. I feel it.
No, I'll tell you offline. I ain't got no problem talking to you offline.
All right, for sure.
Yeah. And Lindsay, I'll tell you offline too. Like, I'm not like trying to like keep it to you. It's just, I think ultimately, I when it's done, I want it to be like done, and I want everything to be like when I really like announce everything. I want everything to be like locked in, solid, ready to go. Um,
Right.
yeah, that's where I'm at.
No,
Speaking of
that's what's
locked
up though,
in,
man.
solid, ready to go. Um, let's switch over a little bit to UFC because I know Lizzie wanted to talk about her hate for John Jones.
First
Devontae
of
wants to
all,
talk about
it's
his
not
hate for
hate.
Devon. Okay, it's not hate. Never mind. My fault.
It's not hate.
Um,
It's just overly critical.
okay.
Oh yeah.
What you got for us, girl?
Well, well, he's retired now, and definitely have a lot of thoughts. But they're also floating around the idea for uh, hosting a super fight next year on the White House lawn, which sounds absolutely bonkers. Because where are we going to get the money to bring John Jones back from retirement? You can't even pay him enough to show up to a regular fight and keep commitment. I mean, we saw that with the multiple attempts at a matchup with Tom Aspinall. So, like, you, how is this going to be managed? That's just been in the news a lot in the last like couple of weeks, especially after July 4th. But thank God, stay retired. Let this new wave of heavyweights, have their come up. And I don't think Tom Aspinall gets the respect that he deserves, which rightfully so. I can see it both ways. I don't think that he has like, as big of a fight resume, obviously, as John Jones, but this can be his time. I'm a Tom believer, so
Yeah, no,
I think
I am. Go ahead, CJ.
what's up, girl?
You stop.
um
No, no, hold on, hold on. It's funny. You stopped talking like right when I was like, "Hey, can you get the heater?" Like, and I'm sweating. And you stopped talking, and I was like, I don't know where to go."
Oh my God.
that's
My fault. My
funny.
fault.
So no, I've heard I've heard a little bit of a different side from the like with what's going on with John Jones. I heard he retired, relinquished the belt, and then immediately re-entered the pool, meaning that he's not retired. So I think he wants to pretty much drive that price up more for the super fight, and he'll fight Tom Aspinall then. But I don't know. I could see how it could possibly be a good business move just to kind of drive the money up. But I agree with Lizzie. Just stay retired. Just stay retired. You have a great fight resume. You're gonna go down as one of the goats. Like go home and let Tom Aspinall just have his reign. Because truthfully, I don't see anyone in the heavyweight division really beating Tom Aspinall right now. Uh,
Mm-mm.
most of the guys who have already beat him, he either got his get back or they're no longer around, and they were just kind of like one off fights early in his career. But in terms of like athleticism, grappling, and striking, I don't think any of these guys are really going to do it. And then Sierra gone. I'm not a believer.
Yeah.
I think he's soft as fucking wet toilet paper.
Was he that
The
bad?
the
Go ahead,
only
Lizzie.
person that I thought would have the gall to beat Tom Aspinall, was a rematch with Curtis Blades. Obviously, that didn't go the way that Curtis wanted. I think that Curtis has come a long way. He was a collegiate wrestler. He's gotten a little bit better with his grappling. He's gotten better with his striking, but I think he relies way too much on wrestling to get him to where he needs to be. And I like in that first fight that ended up in like a technical, like I think it was a technical knockout, but where Tom had a freak accident where he like took a step and then like dislocated his knee or something crazy like that. I was really rooting for Curtis. I'm like, I think he's the only one that's has even close enough as like being well rounded to be able to make it there. But it's not the story. I think he's the best that the heavyweight division has right now. But you've got other come ups too. Doesn't include Cyril Gahn. You've got the um God, what's that guy's name? I'm blanking on this guy's name. He's not. It'll come back to me.
What guy?
Is
um,
it the Black Beast?
Derek
Black
Lewis?
Beast. No, not Derek Lewis. I think
Hey,
he's
can you say that?
Russian.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Crazy.
Yes, actually.
Oh, beat him
Uh,
up, Lizzie. Next time you see him, he'll hook him.
I deserve
Hey,
it.
I've
I
been
deserve
working
it.
on leg locks, so let me at it.
Nice.
The
Yeah, I can pull up who's.
no,
Go
his
ahead. Go
name is
ahead. Go ahead.
Sergey. Sergey. That I forget his last name.
Oh,
Russian dude.
I thought they already fought.
He's got he did already fight, but I just remember his big scary bear tattoo.
Oh, okay. I thought him and
Yeah.
Aspinall had fought one before, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
I think
So,
I think he does have a potential to come up.
let's pull this up. Heavyweight. Okay. Yeah, Saragon, Alexander Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich, Curtis Blades. I thought Loki Curtis Blades said he retired. Last I saw.
Mm,
Maybe I was tripping.
I don't think so.
Um,
All right, let
yeah.
me
So I think like ultimately when it
Spivak.
comes to this John Joe, would you say I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just reading off the name Spivak. That's who I
Oh,
forgot.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, when it comes to John Jones, like um, the way I see it is like you held up the whole division. The heavyweight division has been a bore fest to me since Francis Ngannou left. I haven't.
Yeah, it hasn't been a very deep like roster at all.
No, not at all. And like that's the thing. Like I feel like that's what I was looking for. I felt like we were like about to go into that era with the heavyweights where it was about to be like this bang fest, and then it's just like they did what they did with Francis Ngannou. He bounced, and then they've been trying to like go, oh well, we'll give you John Jones, and like dangle this carrot in front of us. For me, who kind of came in after John Jones' era, I could care less about him. Not to mention, I just feel like he just kind of screwing over the guys in the division like Tom Aspinall. Who? How are you going to have a fight for the heavyweight championship when you have an interim champion already? That's the point of the interim championship. Like what the UFC did was pretty much negate the point of having an interim champion. But what they did, and that's what bothers me more than anything.
I agree. I agree. Like, you have this come up, this young guy that's young and hungry and, has fought his way to the top. But, then you still have this roadblock to ultimately getting that prize, So John leaving, stay retired. Like, let these new guys come up and sign more heavyweights. I know that, the contender series is still going. I don't know how many heavyweights have competed as of late, and they also have Ultimate Fighter, which I think has heavyweights this past season or this current season. I don't remember.
Well, I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
But speaking of contender series, let's talk. I do want to talk about BJJ UFC. DJ, you want to say something else?
I was just gonna say it's hard. It's hard to scout the heavyweights just because there's so many things that we love about the UFC that it doesn't translate over to heavyweight very well. Like the flashiness of the 185 or the athleticism of the 205 or the speed of anyone under that 185 umbrella, the 170s, the 185, the technicality, the like all those things are just more crisp in those lower divisions because as a big guy, you really just get to the point where and like even Tom Aspinall to a certain degree, he knows his fight is not going 25 minutes. Like one of those big dudes they're gonna knock each other out. So they don't really where you see the smaller fighters prepared and trained to go the long route and I feel like they have a deeper bag that they can reach into, for lack of a better word. Like heavyweights aren't throwing spinning wheel kicks and like they're not doing the things that we like to see. So people are getting built up by the visual. You know what I mean? Like how well do you look against Tom Aspinall, or like how well do you look compared to Ngannou? Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to market these guys based off of like, okay, he's large and he's buff instead of looking at it from a talent aspect.
Sure.
And like Tom Aspinall, is like it worked out for him, but a lot of these guys are not very talented and or fun to watch, you know? Like Derrick Henry, like not Derrick Henry. Who the
Lewis.
Black Beast, yeah. I forget his name all the time. Derek Lewis. He has no real like he's not like he says he's the baddest blue belt in Texas. I can think of like 15 to 25 blue belts that would probably eat him up. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of he's big, he's athletic, and he's going to knock you out in three before the third round's over. You know, so that those things are kind of holding the heavyweight division back.
My gripe with the heavyweight division is essentially, I totally agree with you. They're not as technically sound as, the other divisions, especially, I don't know if it's a fair comparison to compare them to like the 125ers or, any of the lower guys, but it is essentially is like two gorillas fighting in a cage. The heavyweights are there to knock somebody out. Hardly, how many subs do you see like come from the heavyweights? How many submissions? Not a lot. It's always those big knockouts.
They're few and far between. They're few and far between, and like that's what I
Yeah.
mean. It's they're scouting the heavyweight division off of like how like we've all been in martial arts gyms for a long time. The most dangerous guy doesn't look dangerous. You know what I mean? And they're scouting these guys based off of a mold that Ngannou left. The big buff, like impenetrable, but like the heavyweight built the heavyweight division was built on people like Roy Nelson. You know what I mean? His nickname was Fat Ass. Like it's like they have to start scouting these people more based off of their skill set than, you know, he's 6'5", 265 solid muscle. You know what I mean? It's deeper than that.
Besides John Jones, how many other heavyweights, in the top 10 do you know can actually like grapple? I think one of the only ones that I know is Curtis Blades with his grappling background, and having trained with him too in Denver, I kind of seen that firsthand. And I think Aspinall
I'll give
definitely has
Aspinall.
some degree. Yeah. I think he definitely has some degree of like grappling skills, but by and large, it doesn't seem like that's really present for the heavyweight division. They're just swanging and banging and looking like two monkeys in a cage.
I'll tell you why. It's because the big dudes don't like rash guards. We don't. We,
I can't
like,
relate.
as
I like rash
a big dude,
guards,
I
but
hate it. Hate
that's
it,
wait.
dude.
What did you say before? We're the y'all the calorie incline folk, the
Oh
high calorie
yeah.
grapplers.
High calorie grapplers. Yeah, we don't like the rash guards. A lot of jujitsu gear isn't built for us.
That's true.
Like the gis are kind of like, even if you find a gi that's long enough, the shoulders aren't wide enough, or the pants aren't long enough, or like our thighs are too big. So it's kind of harder to convince bigger people to get into jujitsu or get
True.
into and to tell a lot of bigger dudes like, oh yeah, go do no gi, and then they put on the super tight the super tight like rash guard. They're immediately like, this is the first and the last time I'm coming. You know, but
That's
it is what it is.
hilarious. At that point, just fight naked.
Well, that's how we feel. Like, it's like, what am I here for? What am I doing in this?
I am not a high calorie grappling man, so I cannot relate. But I mean, at that point, just why even bother wearing clothes?
Yeah, it's funny because I just kind of let people do what they're going to do and reverse it or whatever. I did my first, on Tuesday, we had jujitsu, and then after they closed jujitsu down and it was Muay Thai sparring. So I was like, you know what? Let me jump in and like do my try sparring for the first time. And that shit was so fun, dude. That shit was so fucking fun.
Oh, I miss Muay Thai.
Yeah, and like I felt like I did well for like my first time to like take what I've learned from Muay Thai and spar, but I also learned that dude, some of these guys are so fast in and out. Where like they're like there's levels to it, and it's the speed that kills. It is the speed that kills.
You're muted.
That explains why I was trying to talk this whole time, and I was like, "Man, okay, I'll wait."
No, I thought you
uh,
muted yourself on purpose, and then you're just waiting for a
yeah,
chance.
no. I think there was a time that I was like burping, and like, and so I didn't want that to come to the audio, so I muted it.
Oh, that's funny.
Um, but I was gonna say heavyweight division. Uh, Gelton Almeida, he has grappling.
Oh,
He's in
yes,
the top five.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Um, yeah, but pretty much, yeah, no one really has grappling other than Tom and Almeida, and Curtis
Because, like,
Blanks.
you think you look at Tai Tuivasa. I'm like, can this guy grapple?
I haven't really
No
seen
hate
it.
on Tai. I love his personality, but
I love him too. I'm just not
I
drinking
would
from a
love to
shoe.
trade with Ty, but I don't think he grapples. I
I
don't
don't
think
think so.
he. I think he does clinch work at most.
Yeah,
Like,
I would
didn't
agree.
he like miss weight?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what do you guys think of UFC BJJ? Since we're talking about grappling and UFC, what do we think of that?
So truthfully, I haven't watched as much as I should have, but I should probably go back and watch it. I wish I could speak more to it.
Okay. Okay. DJ, have you seen
um,
it?
I've seen like pieces of it. I know that Mikey's in it. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know. Because I've met Mikey. I know Mikey's a cool guy. I also know his personality and sense of humor are a bit of an acquired taste. And if that's who they're using to push it, it's going to be a slow takeoff. It's going to be a really slow takeoff because people don't look at him like he's an adult. Like they forget that he's a grown man sometimes just because he's so cheerful is what I'll is what I'll say. Like
Yeah.
he just has
I
like
feel
a
that.
solid like cheerfulness and he's going to get people out of there in 45 seconds like he always does. So like I don't think I think they need to get him a rival. Like they need to get someone that can actually hang with him and then it'll start progressing.
I do
Yeah.
want to
Right
add
now,
though that I don't think that high level grappling is a spectator sport because there's no excitement. There's no like, that fun knockout. And, if you don't train, you don't like the average person doesn't know that, passing a guard is a good thing, that they don't know that the sub attempt is something that's worth points or, just like little things like that. And, no, I agree with you too. I'm like, this is not the best person to push out BJJ as a spectator sport. Being Mikey, I mean, he's got his personality. He's got an interesting sense of humor, but the average person's not super going to be super interested in it.
Yeah.
yeah, I think their best hope to kind of catapult over to what you were talking about earlier. I think their best hope is to now that Craig Jones isn't with B team to get him.
He's not going to. He's got too much beef with the UFC right now. I feel like because they essentially, I don't know the story. I haven't dove too deeply into it, but essentially it seems like that UFC did not want to partner with him with the CJI. They didn't want to advertise or whatever with them, whatever the case is. So now they have their bowl, which isn't the pit. So I think there's like some like bad blood there right now when it comes to that. But what I will say about just UFC BJJ, I like it in the sense of like, okay, cool. Now there's an avenue for other athletes to possibly get paid and get some spotlight, get some shine. That also means that like coaches can also get a little bit of shine too as they get their athletes to these kind of competitions. So it gives them like it gives the sport of it a future financially for the athletes, and that's what I like about it. But on a whole, I have to agree with everyone else here. Sadly, it's just like Mikey's not my guy. I love Mikey like everyone else, but like if the only reason why I even watch is because I do jujitsu. If I was a casual, like I'm telling you, I probably want a Francis Ngannou type dude, like someone who's just like caked up and then just like two gorillas going at it. And that's what I want to see. And I think like that's what it would need is like two heavyweights who are willing to go to war and die in the bowl in order to like push the sport forward. And that's what I'm looking for. And at the end of the day, that belt is trash. That belt is garbage. I don't like the belt.
Yes.
Everything with it was it really looks like they I feel like they just chat GPT the whole thing. They took the whole reality TV formula. Like I can I'm gonna make a whole reality thing one day and show you exactly what they did. It's simple. A toddler could do it.
I don't know if I'm trying to die over a belt, G.
What do you mean?
For real.
You said one and two big dudes going in there willing to die for it, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know
I
about
do. I do want to offer just kind of an alternative view, though. So you guys remember Fionn Davis and Mackenzie Dern's match? I think that was one of the more exciting matches that can be showcased for jiu-jitsu to be a spectator sport. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of grappling. There was a lot of star power behind that, with Dern being who she is and Fionn Davis being who she is on the grappling scene too. So I think that matchup there is up there for me. And recently, Fionn Davies had a match with Adele Fornerino, both very high level women. However, that match turned into 15 minutes or 10 to 15 minutes of Fionn trying to pass Adele's half guard the whole time. Using her same strategy that has worked for her in the past, but Adele being very sharp defensively was kind of you know just stopping those advances. So that became kind of a snoozer for a lot of people who don't know. So, that example would be one to showcase as an argument why this isn't a spectator sport. But with Fionn versus Mackenzie, that match would be what I would consider like exciting to watch.
it.
Yeah.
It comes down to the reset. Like I feel like CJI got it right in terms of resetting them every 3 or 5 minutes, however much it was. That
Yes, hard
shit
to
took,
agree. Yeah.
but it prevented you from being able to stall. It prevented you from being able to sit there and kind of drag it out and like take your time. Resetting them gave you time to game plan, gave you time, and then resetting and it also allowed you to kind of start over. Essentially, it was 5 really small matches in.
Yeah, and the UFC Invitational with Fionn versus Adele, I felt like there was a lot of stalling, especially in that match. And I mean, not that you mean to stall. Like I have, personally been in those situations where I'm like trying to pass somebody's half guard using the same strategy over and over again, and obviously it's not going to work. So yeah, a reset would be like, okay, maybe I should change that strategy a little bit. Take a 2-second breather and then just regroup. So I agree. I think CJ got it right with that one.
Yeah. This they got this whole Royal Rumble style coming out this next one, which I think is pretty cool. The quintet style. Like I feel like they're doing a solid job. And then Craig Jones said he's gonna disappear. So I don't know what that means, but I feel
It's
like that's
giving
kind of
Mortal
like
Kombat.
you think he's gonna start doing that?
Oh no, just the whole the title of Royal Rumble. I'm just like, is this Mortal Kombat? What are we talking about?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
I
just the
think
whole
it's a.
vibe.
Oh, did you got something?
No, I was just laughing.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we are at that point where we do need to wrap up. We've gone longer than we usually go, which is kind of nice. Haven't done this in a while. Anything you guys want to chat about before we jump off?
Oh
Um,
no. Good talk as always. I mean, this is fun to reconvene and talk to you guys.
Yeah.
oh, actually, I do got one thing. I do got one thing. Um, the level of white trash that it's going to be, like I don't mean that in. I mean that in like the best way possible, but the UFC event at the White House is going to lose America so much respect.
I've already lost a lot of respect personally. So this is like, why?
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
just,
even
I'm
think
just
of why.
worldwide. Worldwide, they're gonna look at us and like, why are these drunk people just on your nation's like you know what I mean? Just throwing hands and talking wild. And if Derek Lewis is on the card, you know he's gonna say some wild shit. You know, this is gonna be. I'm gonna watch it, but fuck, it's gonna be it's gonna be a day. It's gonna be a day.
No, I completely agree. The white trash that this is going to attract, and it's just, it's just something about politics being mixed in with UFC makes me care less about it these days. But I always enjoy talking about it and following it as much as I can. But I completely agree with you. It's going to bring out the worst crowd.
Yeah, it is tough. What I do wish I felt like I felt like one was doing a real good job of putting events out, and I feel like they just stopped out of nowhere. And now we're back
Oh
to only
yeah,
having UFC. And I'm like I don't want UFC to be my only source because it is a circus show a little bit. And they own the WWE. Like their whole motto has been entertainment show. I want to see fights, and I want to see the best fighters fight the best fighters.
I will say with one though, I love the commentary for one. I think that
Mm,
it speaks to the knowledge of the commentators. Like you have Rich Franklin that's on the team, and having a belt held a belt at one point in his life, does speak volumes to his knowledge. But the play by play, if you ever listen to one matches, they're like giving you insight on these techniques. They're giving you insight on what how these fighters are moving, and they're even pulling in attention like, oh, look at his footwork that's setting up for these different kicks and punches, or setting up for a takedown, or if they're on the ground they're like, oh, this person advances or passes the half guard. Just like little things like that I appreciate about one championship so much.
yeah, same.
I don't know, honestly, the UFC broadcast has gone down a lot. It feels like
Agreed.
their opinions have been bought, or like they already kind of like they're very biased because they've been around so long that these people aren't they're their friends. They have their Some of them are friends, some of them aren't friends. Like no matter how you feel about John Jones, you always know that Daniel Cormier is just gonna have a fucking salty salty presentation on whatever he has to say about John Jones, whether he wins or loses, you know.
Yeah,
So
Yes.
it's time to get some new people in there, in my opinion. Minus Joe Rogan.
time for change. Time for
I
change.
mean, there are a couple of commenters that I'm like, I actually like you. Like Laura Sanko, she needs more airtime. I love her. She just got her black belt, by the way.
I can agree with that.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar. I need to see who she is. I
And
kind of
see,
don't
that's
know yet.
and that's the thing. I'm gonna say this. It's just like you talk about Lauren Sanko, getting more airtime. I just feel like the UFC has kept with the traditional boys club. You know what I mean? It's very clear
Mhm.
that if you're a girl, like you're only there to be a ring girl, so to say. Like I don't really see too many. I think there's this one girl they allow who's an influence to come around. Is that Nina
Oh,
girl?
Nina,
Um, and then there's
Nina
one
Drummond.
other. I forgot that the girl who does like the ESPN with the short brown hair. I forgot her name. But
Is
there's
it
only
Megan
her.
Olivier?
I possibly. But her and Lauren Singer, there's only two that I know of, and I can't even remember her name. You know what I'm saying? So I think there needs to be more female representation within the UFC going forward. That's just my opinion.
Or
I'm
maybe
kind
like
of a
these ex
well,
female fighters can step in to do more of the commentating piece too.
Yeah, like a Ronda Rousey. Everyone loves her,
Do we
except
though?
for you
mm,
and you. But
I don't
you
hate
know,
her.
she's
She's had her
America's
time.
sweetheart. She's America's sweetheart. Thank you very much.
Ronda Ronda Rousey. No, fuck no. I don't like Nina Drama because it was Megan Anderson first, and I don't know if you guys know, but I love Megan Anderson, man.
She does
But she
a
was
Invicta commentary.
yeah, but she was doing USC's for like a brief moment, and then Nina Drama came on, and Nina Drama doesn't like know anything. It's just like he doesn't know anything.
She's just
She
drama.
get, she gets thrown around by Marab.
Yeah, and then and then I don't know, and like maybe it's a skit, but like in most of her interviews, they just spend the whole time just telling her wild shit, which is just kind of like like the whole
I
Aspinall
think
interview. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What are we
that's
doing?
just her thing. I think that's just her shtick. Just pointless interviews for the engagement and entertainment purely. But I completely know what you mean. I think there should be more like serious commentators on the level of like Laura Sanko or even Megan Olive. But there are a couple of other women that are do the ESPN broadcasting stuff too.
Mm.
My boy said Ronda Rousey.
She's America's sweetheart, and I stand on that. I'm gonna stand on business, sir. Fight
He's
me if you
standing
want
on
to.
business. That's gonna be that's gonna be the link title for me. Standing on business.
I love it.
Not
I love
clocking. You're not clocking it. I'm standing on business.
it.
I can't do
Well,
this Gen Z speak.
Uh,
DJ, why would you sign us off, my G?
all right, man. Thank you all for checking. Thank you for sitting in my car with me. But other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe. And other than that, we'll catch you next time.
All right. Y'all stay blessed.
Bye,
All
guys.
right.